Okay, welcome to my box review. Oh, this box is so large. Oh, here we go. The Chengho sailing ship. I've got my camera as far back as I can on my tripod, if you want to call it a tripod, and it just doesn't fit. So let's see what's inside. I don't know what you guys can make out of this, but I'm just going to take everything out of the box. And we're going to go through things one by one. Okay. The hull. It goes on and on and on. It is absolutely enormous. I'm really impressed by it. It's the first time I've really taken a good look at it, and I really like what I see. It has supports for the deck. Can we see that? Yep. It's got all supports for the deck. It's pretty strong. It's about 2 to 3 mil thick and quite impressive. Okay, let's see what we can do now. Zoom back into my little square dot. Maybe come down another position so we can see what we're doing. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 packets or individual sprues. That should be interesting. I'm just going to open one here just to have a quick look here. Now, I'm going to have to grab the pair of scissors that just don't want to cut. Okay. Parts of the deck. Now this is 1:72 scale. So it's going to be quite impressive. There's a little bit of cleaning to do, not much, maybe just rid of the edges. Maybe scrape off some of the plastic, but overall, looks pretty good to me. Oh. What else have we got here? We've got walls and stairs. Little jump boat. lifeboat, I gather. I mean, that's my thumb, and this is how big these parts are. They're quite large, very well detailed, lots of detail. Very nice. Part of the main temple on the back of the ship. The rudder. It's going to turn out really quite nice. A little bit of, gee, that's where so you won't see that. Okay, that's alright. Pretty happy with that. And that's the roof of the back temple type thing. Very, very nice pieces. Here we go. This is what I was wanting to have a quick look at, is the winches. Now, there are the little winches and ladders for the deck. They're all really nicely done. May need a little bit of cleaning here and there. They've got little mould holes there, which I'll have a look at that. But I plan on actually wrapping rope around these, so you probably won't even see that part. So that should be interesting. So I'm envisioning the rope being wrapped around there, then into a loop of rope going up to the main sail. So they should turn out really quite nice. So you've got two of those. Now, okay. Right here is, I think, yeah, this is the, okay, this is the total width of the ship. That part there, that, I can't even get my thumb, from there to there where my thumbs are. That is the width of the ship. And these parts here are the rails that go on top, so they can be painted and treated individually like varnished. It's going to be really quite good. And more, oh, okay. What have we got here? It's like kid opening his Christmas presents. Talking about Christmas presents, I'm actually thinking about making a, what I call a Christmas tree. Basically a 4x2 with a whole heap of screws, so I can hang these screws off. But that is the main deck, and from what I understand, where are you guys? You're not it. Here we go. Okay, main deck, plus these two on either side make up the whole main deck. Like I said, this ship is enormous. Okay, I'm going to bring up the masks. Oh, geez. Okay, that's just massive. So, no, need scissors. Okay. Wow. Mask. Come in. Right there, whole sections. They're solid. Now I've got to make them up. Okay, they interlock with each other to make one long one. Now there are nine masts on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 masts on this ship. Junk. I should call it a junk. It's not even a ship, it's a junk. Now, apart from a little light scraping on the seams, these should turn out really quite nice. Another idea of how big these is that one there is the main rail, which, if I get the hole out, from what I understand, goes there like that. Oh, and that's a very nice fit. Wow. Okay, this is going to be a lot of fun. Apart from that, the rest of the book, don't you dare. You've got more sprues with more masts. I mean, this ship is 600 mils high, which is what, 2 feet in the old scale. So it's going to be quite impressive. Okay, oh gee, okay. Found the parts that I was actually after, which when I looked at the rigging was very interesting. Okay. These parts here are for the rigging, and I was wondering what they look like, but now I do. Very interesting. Now, instruction book. Oh, hang on. Still one box to go. This is the part that got me when I opened it for the first time. And I had a look inside and I was in shock. Okay, we have cloth sails, cloth flags, good looking rope, got a bit of steel here, don't know what that's for, it's going to be interesting. The stand, don't know if I'm going to be using that. I've got a plan with my wife to make a stand for it. Oh, okay, and that's the other bit, bamboo stringed, I don't know what you want to call those. They go onto the sails to make the sails, and I read the instructions and I'll show you the instructions. We'll have a quiet giggle together, and of course the dragon head that goes on the front and the 2 dragons on the sides. Yeah, absolutely great detail. Now, the instructions. Can you see the instruction book? I thought it was going to be this thick book with lots of detail work to do, and in all there is only 12 steps. So can we see that? How high are we? Well, it should be right. Now we have step 1, which is putting the hole together. Step 2, making all the winches, the stairs. I think what they are is hatches to get to the hole. Then you got the front housing with all the winches. Then 2 is putting it together, making the rear And that's only like 2 steps, like bang, bang, done. And then we have the masks. So that gives you an idea. I mean, it's F1, F2, F3, E1. So 4 parts to make one mask. It's going to be very interesting. And I'm going to lower this so you guys can see better. These are the sole instructions for the rigging. Oh, there's the steel bits there. Make 2, okay. Yes. Now I have got a jig here that came with all the cutouts for all the sails. And no, there's no instructions whatsoever with that. And the only instructions I've got, I think it's on the other side. That tells you basically how to rope it. Yes. Now, that's how the sails go together. With those little bamboo things, and upside down, and read the instructions. Cut off sails from cloth, follow sample paper, then make the joist according to the following chart. Have the sails covered, the joist referred to the number of sails. Paste the sailcloth to the joist. Paste. Yes, an interesting word, paste. That'll be interesting. Don't know if I've got spare parts. I'm going to measure it. See, obviously by the looks of the thing, where is it here? You've got offcuts. You got to trim them back. So I'm going to have a part here that will be free, and I gather I'll have enough cloth. But I'm going to have to do a quick dry run with this, just to find out the best method of pasting. New word for me, paste. I feel like I'm back in kindergarten. Now, what I'll do is I'll take photos. Maybe not. I think I've covered pretty much everything. If you guys want photos, I'll make a separate video for it, because I think I'm running out of time, and I've pretty much covered everything. I will put up a history chart and a page about the ship. I'll probably do a video alone in the future about how I'm going to tackle the painting of this ship and what colours, oils and treatments I'm going to use. That gold there, I'm still working on a method of one of my stands that I made for the Bismarck is back in the bleach box, and removing all the paint and giving it another go because I wasn't happy with one of my trials. I've literally quickly I have an old Viking ship which I have been stripped, and I did some washes, as you can see, quite like those ones there. They turned out really quite nice. The deck was literally hanging on by 2 blobs of glue and it fell out, and I was quite happy with that because I've been doing tests. But that's oil paint, green oil paint, which is the colour that I plan on painting the sides of this junk. And I'm actually wanting to put some dobs of blue and green, and with some white methylated spirits, odorless, get the right stuff, and streak them down so you've got a little bit of different hues of greens and aquas going through the edges. But that's my plan. This is Tamio green, just too bright. That's NATO green. That was just no depth whatsoever. The ship underneath was actually painted and coloured, or should I say dry brushed first, and I put some light material, light shading underneath, and I don't like the way that's turned out, so I'm not going to do light shading where the green is. I'm just going to keep it dark brown. But overall, it's been a fun experience trying to figure that out. Apart from that, I will be starting this model in about a week or so, maybe 2. I haven't finished the Bismarck, so I really want to finish that first and probably have a few days on the computer just to have a bit of a breather, and that'll be it. And while we're going at it, walk away, come back. I wasn't going to show you guys this, but I also have the British LRDG command vehicle, North Africa. It's a 7-man thing, and I actually ordered this way before I actually ordered the ship, and my son actually wants me to build it before I build the junk. I'm actually thinking of the junk, really basically, I've said that word basically, I try to avoid that. No painting, no nothing. You could almost knock this out in 3 days. The parts are big, and if you weren't worried about the end product, you can knock this off in 3 days, I reckon. But what's going to take the time is making sure that these decks are glued down properly, lined up properly, no taking shortcuts. And then there's the weathering of the deck, which I want to do separately from the main hull, because I did a testing with deck tan, and these ships never had deck tan. They were basically all the one colour. All the timber was all the one colour. If anything else, I'd probably do a small, I don't know, a very small touch up with a bit of yellow in the wood, just to make the decks a little bit lighter. I'm not sure. I'm actually experimenting with the hull of this right now, and that's actually in the bleach box, getting bleached, as so many layers of paint has really caused it for the timber not to be seen properly, and I'm not getting the right effect anymore. So I think it's about 8 layers I got up to, and it was just getting too much, and I've learnt a couple of little things, but yes. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that, guys, and that to ponder on, and it should be interesting. I'll talk more about the sales another day. I've got plans for this, so it should be interesting. Okay guys, thank you very much, and talk to you soon.